Should you pick up the Galaxy S20 Ultra in 2023? I say absolutely yes. And I'm going to give you 40 reasons why you should consider picking up this device. Number one, the device is dirt cheap. Now, I actually got this one for $273 off of eBay renewed in excellent condition. Fully unlocked. I'll say again, $273 renewed, excellent condition off not eBay, Amazon.com, fully unlocked. Now, they got quite a few on there for like $276, $279, $280, basically under $300. Now, keep in mind, this was a $1,400 device a couple of years ago. $1,400 plus tax. And now you can get it for under $300. That's number one. Number two, it's a flagship device. Top tier, top of the line, best of the best, premium device. Number three, it has excellent build quality. Gorilla Glass 6 on the front and the back. Now, Gorilla Glass 6 is not the most resilient Gorilla Glass when it comes to scratches, but I'll say this, long as you keep things, like your keys and things that that could scratch the screen away from it, you should be fine. But not the most resilient. But when it comes to just build quality, now I prefer cases because it just protects my phone better, and a case gives me a lot more grip. And this one has a built-in kickstand, so I really like this case. I like the look of it, and it's makes it easy to hold. Gives it a little more thickness. I don't really like thin phones, so a case gives me a little more grip, give me a little more thickness. So I prefer a case. But if you decide that you're not a case person, you will love the way this phone feels in your hand. Is the edges, the corners, not the edges, the corners are rounded off. Unlike the Note 20 Ultra, which is real boxy and can stab you in your palm. You're not gonna have that issue with this device. So if you don't like cases, you want to use it without a case, you're gonna love the way this feels in your hand. Top of the line, premium, built materials on this device. Number four, it has face unlock. Now, not the best face unlock and the fastest face unlock in the business, no, but it does have it, unlike some other devices out there that don't have it. You do have face unlock, and then when you raise the wake, it'll automatically see your face and open up the phone. So you do have face unlock. Number five, you have the ultrasonic fingerprint sensor. That works pretty well. I have had, no issues with it at all. Seem like this works a little bit better than my Note 20 Ultra. I don't know why, but I seem like I have less issues with this one than I do with that one. As you can see, it works good. Now, no haptic feedback, no real animation, no different type of animations. You're not getting that on here, but it does work well and is very secure. Number six, it has an always-on display. And Samsung probably makes the best always-on displays in the business. And also, if you hit this, I'm sorry, you gotta wake that up, hit this twice, you get more widgets here, which has music playing. You can control your music, calendar, have your events on the side, set your alarms here, get your weather, your Bixby routines. You could voice record here, and you see your screen time and how you use your device. So it's cool. So the always-on display is highly customizable. Now, one of my favorite things about the always-on display is that you can see the fingerprint sensor all the time, and I like that. So you get the time, the date, the day, your battery percentage, and of course your notifications. You could use a picture. You could use an animated always-on display. Samsung has so many different always on displays that you could use to have it, look your own. Unlike the Pixel 6 Pro, where you can't do anything with the always on display. It's always the same boring always on display. But Samsung makes the best always on display on the market, in my opinion. And if that's something you like, then you're going to love the always on display. Because I know when I'm sleeping at night, a lot of times I'll wake up in the middle of the night, either because my back's hurting or either because I got to go to the bathroom. And I love that I could just look over and just see the time, and say, okay, I got an hour and a half left. I got 2 hours. I got 30 minutes. It's just nice to be able to look over and see the time. And you can check and see if you have any type of notifications or a missed phone call. You just never know. So I love the fact this has always on display. Number 7, you got the dynamic live and lock screen wallpapers. Now, I'm going to show you, let me see, a live one real quick. When I say live, this is a live one. That's a live lock screen wallpaper right there, as you can see. Now, the regular one is more like this, the dynamic lock screen. Basically, that's what you see here. Every time I turn it off and turn it on, you're going to see a different wallpaper. I prefer this because I like to see something different every single time I turn my device on. My screen comes on. I want to see something different. That's me. Some people like to, put family members, on there, in the front, or a dog, or, just different things. Me, I use Samsung's dynamic lock screen wallpapers because I just want to see something different every single time, I go to open my device. So that's just me. Number 8, 6.9-inch Quad HD dynamic AMOLED display with HDR10 plus, 511 pixel density, and 120 hertz refresh rate, and 1300 nits peak brightness. This display is beautiful. I'm telling you, no bezels at all, top or bottom or sides, completely bezel-less. The only thing you have is that little teeny little punch hole camera. No bezels at all. Love this display. Now, it's not as bright as my Note 20 Ultra. That's 1500 nits peak brightness. But for the average person, trust me, 1300 nits is plenty bright. And when you go outside, you're not going to have any issues seeing this device outside. So it has a beautiful display. If you're all about that display like I am, then you're going to love the display on this device. Number 9, it has a 5,000 milliamp hour battery. Now, with moderate to heavy, I can get a day and a half, but you're definitely easily going to get through a full day unless you use GPS a whole lot, you game a whole lot, or you shooting 4K a whole lot. If that's the case, then you're going to run through this battery probably in less than a day. But if you just use it moderate to heavy, you're going to get through a full day easily, and you can get into the next day. At least that's my experience. Now, I'm not a gamer. I don't play games on phones. Well, I really don't play games at all, at this point in my life. Not that I don't like them, but I just don't. But this battery on here is beast mode status. No issues. No battery anxiety with this device. Now, with my Note 20 Ultra, as much as I love that device, I get a lot of battery anxiety because that battery just drains so fast. But the S20 Ultra, 5,000 milliamp hours. Now, this is the same size that the Note 20 Ultra should have had. They only put a 4,500 milliamp hour battery in that. I don't know why. Doesn't make any sense to me, but 5,000 milliamp hours, you shouldn't have an issue with the battery. Now, keep in mind, everybody use their phone differently. I have my always on display on at its highest settings. I got my display on 100% brightness. I'm using 120 hertz. Now, of course, that's at a 1080p resolution. You can't use Quad HD and 120 hertz together on this device. Okay, you can with the S21 and the S22 and the S23, but not with this one. So you can only use 1080p, which is fine because it looks beautiful. You really get used to the 1080p really quick because it looks stunning. But because you may want that smoothness, but if you don't care about the 120 hertz, you can go to 60 hertz and you can use the quad HD resolution if you want. But just back to the display overall, it's absolutely gorgeous. You'll absolutely love it because I'm all about that display life. But like I said, I'm using everything at 100%. I got mostly all the functions and things on. I'm using the phone at max, getting all my notifications in real time. I use my phone pretty heavy. And I watch a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of regular videos that's already on my phone. And also I'm on Spotify and Audible. I listen to a lot of Audible books. So no problem getting through a full day easily, no problem at all. Number 10, this has 45-watt charging capability. So when I put my 45-watt charger in, and it wasn't a Samsung charger, because it doesn't matter, it's a 45-watt charger, from 5% to 100% in less than an hour. So 58 minutes. See, that's what I'm talking about. Even though it's still not on the level of my Mi 11 Ultra, which I can fully charge from 0 to 100% in 36 minutes, but I'll take less than an hour. Because really, nothing should today, just based on the technology, nothing should be taking over an hour to charge. It just shouldn't. Not a premium device. Now, if you're going to say a mid-tier, a budget device, I'm okay with that. But nothing that costs over $1,000 should take over an hour to charge. Wired. No way. So 45-watt super fast charging, less than an hour, I'm cool with that, and you will be too. Number 11, this has wireless charging. 15-watt wireless charging, which is not fast because you're looking at least 3 hours to fully charge this device at 15 watts. So it's not fast, even though they say it's fast. That's not fast. That's dirt. That's super slow. But you do have the wireless charging because when I'm charging my phone at night, I stick it on a wireless charger. And if I'm going to do it overnight, then by the time I wake up in the morning, it's going to be fully charged. So not a big deal. Number 12. This has 9-watt reverse wireless charging, otherwise known as power share. Now, this is something I don't understand what Samsung did either. They had 45-watt charger capabilities on this, right? But they reduced it down to 25 watts on the S21 Ultra and then kicked it back up to 45 watts on the S22 Ultra. But with the reverse wireless charging on the Note, 4.5 watts. Both of these came out in the same year. The S20 Ultra and the Note 20 came out in the same year. They gave the Note 20 Ultra 4.5 watt reverse wireless charging, but gave this 9-watt reverse wireless charging. And then with the S21, the S22, and the S23, 4.5 watt reverse wireless charging. Why, Samsung? Why would you go from 9 watts down to 4.5? That's ridiculous. But you got 9 watts reverse wireless charging on this device. Number 13, this comes with 12 gigs of RAM. Now that's standard. That's standard. So if you got a 128 gig model, 12 gigs of RAM. You see what they did with the S23 this year? 8 gigs of RAM for the 128 gig model for a $1,200 device plus tax. 8 gigs. This came with 12 gig standard. I don't understand, but if you're the type of person you need more RAM because you're a gamer, you're going to get it on this device. Number 14, you're getting the Snapdragon 865. I've had 0 performance issues with this device. It runs fast and it runs smooth. So Snapdragon 865, no issues at all. Number 15, you got Android 13 plus One UI 5.1. Now, unfortunately, this is Android 13 is the last Android update, and One UI 5.1 is the last software update from Samsung for this device. But it does have 1 more year left of security patches. And that brings us to number 16. One more year of security patches on this device. So this is going to get security patches until 2024. All right. Number 17. This is one of the things you're going to love about this device. One of the things you're going to love about this device the most. This device has expandable storage up to 1 terabyte. Something they removed with the S21, the S22, and the S23. No expandable storage. But if you decide to get this, you basically have unlimited storage. Number 18. This phone also comes with dual stereo speakers with Dolby Atmos, and they sound really, really good. Really good stereo sound. Now, they're not beating out the Mi 11 Ultra. They're not beating out the LG V60. Sorry. They're not beating out the Redmi Note 11 Pro. They ain't beating that phone out either when it comes to overall speakers. But these speakers do sound really good. They're very loud. You'll be definitely satisfied with them. And they definitely ain't touching the ROG 5. Not even close. But these speakers are really, really good. Number 19. This phone comes with Samsung Dex. Now, I know for some people that matters, especially the people that have businesses and you want to do certain things from your phone right onto your TV or some type of monitor. Now, what's cool about it, you're basically getting a desktop experience right from your phone. And you also can connect Dex wirelessly or use a cable to connect it to a monitor. So Samsung Dex on board on this device. Number 20. This phone is IP68 water and dust resistant. So whether you get caught out in the rain, whether you drop it in the shower, drop it in the tub, drop it in the sink, drop it in the toilet, you're going to be good to go. Now, I suggest you don't drop it in the toilet unless it ain't nothing in there. But if you the kind of person that you just can't be without your device, you go to a pool, just don't go past 5 feet for 30 minutes and you'll be fine. Anything past 5 feet, your phone is going to be done. So keep that in mind. Number 21, edge panels. Now, I love edge panels. I use them all the time. Every single day I'm using edge panels. So I love edge panels. So they're on board as well. Love those. Number 22, edge lighting. Now, edge lighting is cool. Let me go ahead and show you really quick. Put in here, let me see, edge lighting. So that's cool. It brings this up. Now, you could get, when you get your notifications, you can get them detailed, which is a little bigger notification, or you could get them brief, which is a little thinner strip, which is what I prefer. All apps show as brief. That's what's going to show. Edge lighting, I got right now the wave. So let's go in here. And you can see you got different options. You got this effect, which is the wave. You could change it to the bubble. Change it to this color here where you're getting 2 different colors. You can use the glow. You can use fireworks, which I don't use. Eclipse. I think this is echo and spotlight. Now, it used to be something different where it was like sparkles that went around it, but for some reason they removed it. So you got effects. You can go in here and change the different colors. You can go into advanced, your transparency, how wide it is, and how long it is. I have it on long duration because I want to see it for a longer time when it comes up. And the good thing about it, show even while screen is off. So it's going to show it while the screen is on or while the screen is off. And I love that. Now, you could have it, let me go back in here. You could have it set for a particular color, or you can have it on auto, and it'll basically show the color of whatever app that is using. So if it's YouTube, it's going to be red. You know, if it's my email, it's going to be purple. So I'd rather have that because I want to see it in different colors. So I love edge lighting, and I use that all the time. I love that. Next, Samsung Pay. Now, I know it's called Samsung Wallet. So basically, you know, you could use, use the phone to pick, to make payments and credit card things, stuff like that. Now, keep in mind, this has MST, magnetic secure transmission, something they removed off the S21 and older models. But you still have MST on the S20 Ultra. Now that actually could be number 41, but I had actually forgot about that one. So that's actually 41, but we'll just keep it at 40. But that's one I actually forgot. All right, number 24, Samsung Pass. Now I don't know how many of you out there use Samsung Pass. You really should, because it's so convenient. Now basically you can secure your passwords and your personal information by using your phone as your ID. You can use your biometrics, which is your fingerprint to verify your identity easily and securely. So every time you got something set up where you need to fill in your information, your address, and your password and all your information to keep from having to type it in every time, you set it up with Samsung Pass. It saves it, and all you got to do when you go onto that site or whatever it is, use your fingerprint, fills everything in. That is so convenient, and I use that on all my Samsung devices. I love Samsung Pass. I'm glad they came up with that idea. Number 25, you could double tap to wake and sleep the screen, as you see right there. And I love that. Now, I don't usually double tap to wake the screen. I'm usually hitting the fingerprint sensor and coming on, but it's nice that you could just double tap to turn it off. You don't have to hit the power button. So I love that. Number 26, link to Windows. Basically, you can make calls and take calls right from your PC. You can view your recent photos. You can put your mobile apps on your PC and manage your notifications. So link to Windows is cool. Unless you're an Apple computer type person, that ain't gonna work. But if you're using a Windows PC, you can hook up your phone there, make and take calls, and get all your notifications and all that. So that's cool. Number 27, Good Lock. Now, Good Lock basically allows you to redesign your device however you want. It makes your phone even more customizable than it already is. It takes customization to a whole nother level. So Good Lock is awesome. If you have never used it, you should download it from the Samsung store and start exploring it and using it, because it has a lot of great features in there. Number 28, Secure Folder. I love Secure Folder, use it all the time. I put photos, videos in there. You could basically put whatever app you want in there and secure it, except your messaging. You can't put that in there. For some reason, they won't allow you to do that. But everything else you could put in Secure Folder. And the thing that's good about it, say if you want to take photos and videos and you want them to be private, well, there's a camera app already built into Secure Folder. So you can take your photos and your videos right inside Secure Folder, and then when you're done, it automatically is going to store them in there and secure them. You can secure it with either a PIN, password, or your fingerprint. So I love Secure Folder. Number 29, floating notifications. So that's a good thing where you can get your notifications. They float around on the screen or whatever. That's cool too. Number 30, one-handed mode. Now, one-handed mode is perfect for a phone that's actually this large. If you're using the swipe gestures, all you do is swipe down. Now, I think Samsung should give you more options to making this even smaller. Like with the my Xiaomi Mi 11, my Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro, you can make it has 3 different sizes that you can make the screen in one-handed mode. And Samsung should do that too, because even with this, because I don't have really huge hands, so sometimes I still have to reach to get to certain things, even with this, because it doesn't come down any shorter. But it's still convenient for those of you that need to do certain things and you need it, and the screen is just too big. Because for some people, this phone is going to be massive. Now, I like big, massive, large phones, but for some people, it's just going to be too much. But keep in mind, you do have one-handed mode, and you can move it right to left, depending on if you're a lefty or a righty. So one-handed mode is cool. I don't use it a whole lot, but I do use it on occasion. Number 31, you can call and text on other devices. So basically, it's Samsung's ecosystem. So this ties right into my Samsung tablet. So basically, whatever calls, text messages I get on this phone, I can get them on my tablet too. And everything syncs. Like if I use my Samsung Notes or anything I sync from here, it'll go, and my photos all will sync on my other Samsung devices. So I really like the Samsung ecosystem has gotten so much better over the years. It's pretty much similar to Apple's ecosystem. Now I don't know if it's better or as good because I don't have, I don't mess with Apple products, but it's really good and I like it. Number 32, secure Wi-Fi. So basically, in the toggles up here, I just saw this, I guess sometime last year, where you got secure Wi-Fi. Basically, your Wi-Fi is already being encrypted anyway at your home, but this puts an extra layer of encryption on your Wi-Fi. So your Wi-Fi is being doubly encrypted, which is cool. So not only is your telephone company or whoever you're using for Wi-Fi is encrypting your data, Samsung is also encrypting it as well. So I like secure Wi-Fi. Number 33, nearby share. Now basically that allows you to immediately send and receive files from devices close to your location. I've used that a lot of times, even when I'm transferring. If I want to transfer something from my Note 20 Ultra to my S20 Ultra, I could do it seamlessly, no problem, and it doesn't take that long at all. So I've used, excuse me, I've used nearby share quite a bit. Number 34, private share. Now, private share allows you to share files privately, prevent recipients from resharing, and set expiration dates. So if I want to send you something really private, it'll allow me to send it to you privately and also prevent you from sharing it with other people, and also set an expiration date where it will no longer be on your device. So I love that. I haven't used that yet, but I like the fact that you can do that. So kudos to you, Samsung. Number 35, Samsung Notes. Now I use Samsung Notes all the time. I'm using it right now to do this video. So I need that app. I use that app for everything that has to do with my YouTube channel. Also, when I'm doing my Bible studies and things like that, I love Samsung Notes. And then, all of my stuff transfers to all my other Samsung devices. So I absolutely love that. And it's a must have for me. Number 36, music share. So basically, same thing as nearby share, but you're just sharing just music with those other people that have a Samsung device. You could share it with them seamlessly. Number 37, screen recording. Now that's something that's been in place for a long time. I've used it one time. It works pretty well. Number 38, Shazam. Now Shazam is an app that will identify any song in seconds and discover artists, lyrics, videos, and playlists. And I haven't used that, but I've used it before in the past. I like that it's on this device. Number 39, side key. Basically, the side key is the power key. So basically, you could click it, hit it twice, and you could use it to quick launch the camera, wake Bixby, or open any app. So you can't do all of those at the same time, but you could either use it to launch the camera really quick, which most people probably do. You could use the wake Bixby, which most people don't use Bixby, or you could use it to open any app. So you click on that, press your fingerprint sensor, it's going to go right to that app. Now I have it set up where it click when I hit it twice, it goes right to the camera. But there was one time on my Note 20 Ultra, I hit it twice, it goes right to YouTube. As soon as I put my fingerprint in and I open the phone up, it goes right to YouTube. So it depends on you, but I like that function. And number 40, the cameras. Now, when this phone came out, it was all about the cameras on this device. Besides the fact that it was the biggest Samsung device as far as the S20 series that they ever made at 6.9 inches. And it may have been the biggest Samsung phone, period. But besides the size of this device, it was all about these cameras in the back here. And this camera hump was just so humongous. And some people were turned off by it, some people wasn't. I wasn't turned off by it, but it did look very unusual because it took up more than half the back of the device. But I will say this. These cameras on this device, in my opinion, are great. You're getting 108 megapixel wide, optical image stabilization, 48 megapixel periscope telephoto lens, optical image stabilization, 12 megapixel ultra wide super steady video, and a 3 megapixel depth sensor. Shoots at 8K 24 frames per second and 4K at 60 frames per second. Now with the selfie camera, you got a 40 megapixel wide that shoots at 4K at 60 frames per second. Now the biggest issue with this device when it was first released back in 2020 was the focusing issue. It was always hunting when it was focusing, but Samsung dropped quite a few updates on this device, and it's really hardly even an issue at all now, honestly. I mean, unless you're heavily into photography, it may be an issue for you, but if not, you shouldn't have a problem. Now, keep in mind, Samsung does have a pro mode for videos and a pro mode for the cameras. So you can use the pro mode if you like, and you can control everything yourself. So the cameras on here are great, and I highly recommend this phone to anybody and everybody that loves Samsung and love flagship phones and love big phones. Now, there's only 3 reasons why you may not want to pick up this device. Only 3 reasons I can come up with. Number 1, there's no more Android or software updates for this device. Android 13 was the last. One UI 5.1, which is current, is the last software update from Samsung for this device. But if you're not caught up in the latest and the greatest version of Android, and you don't need software updates from Samsung, you good, then you could just eliminate that one as a reason. But everybody's not like that. There's some people that say, well, I just can't get a phone because I need those updates. I gotta have those security updates. I need those software updates. Now, I'm not one of them people, but I'm not speaking for everybody. I'm only speaking for me. I don't care if the software ran out. If I'm not having any issues with the phone, I'm going to continue to use the phone. I could put my own layer of security on here, and it's already got built-in security on its own. And on top of that, you got the secure Wi-Fi. If you just want to do most of your, sensitive transaction at home, all your stuff is encrypted, at home on your Wi-Fi. And Samsung also gives you an extra layer of encryption with their secure Wi-Fi. So that's not an issue for me when it comes to security. Number 2, no more security patches after 2023. So you'll probably get into 2024, but early in 2024 is when the security patches will stop. But like I said, that ain't a big deal for me. I could care less. And number 3, the phone could be too big and too heavy for some people. So if you don't like big and heavy phones, don't even consider this phone. Don't even bother. But if you're somebody that like big phones, you don't mind the weight, I'm telling you, I highly recommend this phone. This phone is awesome, and you're getting everything. You're getting all the bells and whistles of a premium device. You're getting great build, a great display, great cameras, great performance, great speakers. Okay? You're getting it all. IP68 water and dust resistance, 45 watt wired charging, 9 watt reverse wireless charging, regular wireless charging. So you're getting the full package. Expandable storage up to 1 terabyte. And you're getting all the bells and whistles when it comes to the Samsung One UI 5.1 experience. You're getting all those. Samsung Dex, Samsung Pay with MST. This is fully loaded. Fully loaded. You're not getting cheated at all. There's only 2 things I'm missing from this device, in my opinion. And that is my opinion. Is a headphone jack and an IR blaster. Other than those 2 things, this device has everything. Everything you could ever want and need in a top tier premium flagship device. So those are the 40 reasons why you may want to consider picking up the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra in 2023. Thank you all for taking the time to view this content. I do appreciate it. Hope everybody out there is staying safe and staying well. And I'll check you guys out in the next one. Peace.